As an undersized performer, Sean Waltman created a name for himself in an industry full of literal giants. Whether wrestling under the moniker 1-2-3 Kid, Syxx, or X-Pac, he managed to stay afloat and popular in the ever-evolving wrestling world for over 20 years. That's what makes the Kid a mid-card superstar. Waltman got his start in pro wrestling in the early 90s, working as the Lightning Kid on the independent circuit around his hometown of Minneapolis. While he wasn't even 20 years old, Waltman stood out by incorporating his martial arts background into a high-flying style of pro wrestling. He quickly caught the attention of the WWF, which first brought him on as an enhancement talent. But Waltman had bigger aspirations. When the WWF debuted Monday Night Raw in January 1993, it slowly began to move away from the typical jobber-style name versus nobody matches fans had grown accustomed to. Waltman and his 1-2-3 Kid gimmick was at the forefront of this movement. In only his third match in the WWF, he challenged former Intercontinental Champion and established wrestler Razor Ramon in what looked to be a typical squash match on paper. But after hitting a surprise moonsault, Kid pinned Razor and quickly bolted from the ring to everyone's disbelief, including Ramon's. Behind the scenes, however, Razor was more than happy to put over Waltman, as he saw great potential in the young wrestler. The two had a short feud with a number of matches, ending with them forming a tag team for a brief period of time. Over the next 3 years, Waltman became a fan favorite, synonymous with playing the underdog. He was also gaining popularity in the back, spending time with main eventers like Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Ramon, and Triple H, forming the notorious Clique. He even had the opportunity to wrestle for the WWF Championship against Bret the Hitman Hart on an episode of Monday Night Raw. The match, won by Hart, is to this day regarded as a Raw classic, and one Waltman calls his favorite match ever. In 1996, when WCW began snatching up WWF talent, Waltman jumped ship and joined his fellow Clique members, Diesel and Ramon, now going by their real names, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, in the NWO. A name change of his own followed with Waltman, now going by Syxx, a play on the 1-2-3 Kid name, as well as becoming the sixth member of the NWO. While Waltman had a successful WCW run, feuding with big names like Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and even the Nature Boy Ric Flair, he only lasted 2 years before returning to Vince McMahon's outfit, now calling himself X-Pac and rejoining his old Clique buddy Triple H in the new D-Generation X. During his second run with the WWE, Waltman continued to put on stellar matches, even getting the responsibility of working with Vince's son Shane in a feud over the European title. A singles run wasn't the only thing Waltman excelled at. He was also oddly paired with Kane, in what seemed to be a classic case of throwing two single wrestlers together who lacked active storylines. However, as Waltman always did, he took the gimmick and he ran with it. Kane and X-Pac became one of the most popular tag teams of the time, twice capturing the tag team titles. When Waltman's WWE run came to an end in the summer of 2002, he continued with his career, most notably a run with TNA Impact Wrestling for almost 5 years. For all Waltman contributed to the wrestling world throughout his career, he was rewarded with an induction into the Hall of Fame in 2019 as a member of D-Generation X. A year later, he was inducted again as a member of the NWO, becoming the first wrestler inducted in back-to-back years, and only the 8th to be inducted twice. Sean Waltman remains, to this day, one of the most underrated wrestlers of his generation. One who paved the way for the countless undersized wrestlers who have since shined in the squared circle. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.